and welcome to ISS EDTalks. Our guest today is Tina Wilson. She is the Director of Child Nutrition for the Iredell Statesville Schools. Tina, thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Johnson.
I know you have a busy schedule, so carving out some time to be here is important, and we really appreciate your time this morning. We're going to talk about child nutrition, and a lot of people think about the lunchroom and you serve the meals, the kids come, the kids go, and it looks pretty simple. But there's a lot about child nutrition that folks don't know.
That is correct.
Again, you have had a stellar career working for the Iredell Statesville Schools and have been our director now for a number of years. But I know the folks would love to hear a little bit about how you got into child nutrition and some of the jobs that you've held throughout your career path.
Well, food is my passion, and that is what led me to where I'm at today. And I kind of got into child nutrition like a lot of other staff does because of my children. And I wanted to be on that same schedule that they did, but I also had a background of restaurant management. I was a dietary manager for assisted living here in Statesville, the Gardens of Statesville. And then I left there to come to work in child nutrition, and I've been here 15 years now, cafeteria manager, been a supervisor over the middle and high schools, and I've been the director now of child nutrition for 2 years.
Yeah, and doing an excellent job, I might add.
Thank you.
Now, it is a big business.
It is.
And I like to remind people that the child nutrition department for the Iredell Statesville Schools is the largest food service business in Iredell County. You serve more meals every day than any other restaurant chain in this community. So just share some of those numbers with us, because it's really staggering and very impressive. How many breakfasts, how many lunches do you guys serve every day?
Oh gosh, we've got 35 schools, but we have 32 sites that actually feed breakfast and lunch every day. And on average, we have over 21,000 students in ISS, and out of that, we serve about probably 11,000 breakfasts every morning, and around 14,000, 15,000 lunches every day. Yes. And I tell everybody we run the biggest restaurant business in Iredell County.
You do. And
we are so proud of that, you know. And our passion is the students. You know, it's been proven by studies. You fuel the stomach, you're going to fuel the brain to be able to study better. You know, we don't want kids sitting in classrooms with a hungry belly.
Absolutely.
And that was one of the goals when I come on board as the director, is to increase breakfast participation, because out of our 21,000 students, 9,300 of those students were free and reduced. And out of that number, we were only serving a little over 3,000 students on free and reduced meals, breakfasts. And I wanted to increase that. That was my goal last year, and we have done that. And I'm so proud of that. And along with feeding the students, we had to go by a lot of regulations and guidelines. Of course, we have the health department that comes in and out of our schools, and we're proud of our grades that we maintain. Our goal is to maintain a 96 or above overall district-wide, and I'm proud to say that last year we ended with a 98.8 sanitation grade throughout the district.
Yeah, I know that child nutrition is very heavily regulated, not only by the federal government, but the state government and the local government. And you guys do a stellar job of keeping up with all of those requirements, regulations, inspections. And it's almost become a standard practice for us. But you can't take that for granted. And we realize that you work behind the scenes very hard. Your staff does too, to make sure that we've got great restaurants serving our kids. And thanks for making that point too. In the school system, we're about learning, but children can't learn if they're not fed, as you said. So you guys are a partner for the teachers in this school system. Now, you recently was awarded a big recognition at the state level, and an initiative that you started at Troutman Elementary School. So I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about that initiative.
Absolutely. I tell everybody I'm a proud mama.
Yeah.
Troutman Elementary we teamed up with Fuel Up to Play 60 to get grants, money to purchase kiosk booth to help increase breakfast. We've done a grab-and-go breakfast at that site, and I'm proud to say we are serving over 100 more students a day breakfast at Troutman Elementary. And because of that, USDA has recognized Troutman Elementary for promoting healthy breakfast with the Best Practice Award.
Oh, wonderful.
And we will be recognized with that award at the end of the month, October 29th, for our district. And we teamed up with Fuel Up Play 60 with the PE teacher at Troutman Elementary, Miss Clendon, and our supervisor, Lisa Caldwell, worked closely with her and the cafeteria manager, Sherry Sanders, to get the grant and purchase the kiosk booth along with PE equipment for the kids to promote not only healthy eating, but also physical activity. And because of that, we have been awarded the Best Practice Award for having one of the most outstanding schools promoting a healthy school environment.
That is wonderful. And that is a statewide award.
That
So
is.
there were lots and lots of schools in competition for you. And so congratulations to
Thank
you.
you.
We're gonna make sure that that staff comes by our board meeting too, and that they get recognized by our local Board of Education. But I'll be with you in Raleigh at the end of the month accepting that award. We're very proud of you for that work. You know, there's something that a lot of people don't know about child nutrition, and that is you receive no funding. You are an enterprise fund for the school system, and that simply means that every year you depend on the profits that you generate from child nutrition to pay your bills.
That's correct.
And that includes all of your salaries, all of your benefits, the purchase of the food, the equipment. People just don't realize that, but the government puts $0 into child nutrition. You have to generate your own revenue. And you guys do a great job with that. Now, in North Carolina, the law does allow the school system to charge you indirect cost. And that is the cost that we incur by letting you operate a child nutrition program in the building. So you pay a portion of the electric bill and the water bill and the sewage and that kind of thing. That indirect cost generates annually for this district about $700,000. And so every time I get an opportunity to talk about child nutrition, I remind folks that you don't get any funding, you have to generate your own. And not only are you doing that, but you're giving back to the school system with that indirect cost. And the Board of Education then, that indirect cost that you generate for us, it's at their discretion. They get to use that money to put in other venues and support learning across our district. So I do commend you folks, because I know that you work very hard to be very efficient and cost-wise, in addition to concentrating on serving nutritious meals to those kids. So that's another point of pride that we have about our child nutrition program, that you do generate income for the district. Tina, I wonder if you could tell us just a little bit about how do you guys plan your menus? And I know there's lots of regulations now from the federal government has a new law that was put in place a few years ago about child nutrition. Talk to us a little bit about eating healthy and planning those menus and whatnot.
Okay. Yes, the law went into effect in 2010, the Healthy Hunger Act, to start promoting healthier eating. He was concerned about obese children.
And that's a federal law.
That is a federal law, and it started having mandating guidelines that we had to go by as far as planning our menu, which I have to admit, it has made it very tough to plan these menus and still have on the menu items that the students want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what we did to combat that was put together what we call a menu committee. And we had to look at all the guidelines, the low fat, low sodium, so much sugar can go in our food. So we had to look at all of that, the overall picture, but still get in items that students would take to keep our participation built up.
Right.
And because we want the children to eat, and we want the children to enjoy what they eat when they come to our cafeterias.
Mm-hmm.
So we also went to the students What do you want to see out on the menu? What are the favorites? So we plan a 4-week cycle menu with the top 20 favorites that students have selected among our schools. A lot of people don't realize that, but that's who our customers are, is our students. And those are the ones we want to please. And even with the regulations that we're under, we still have to do that. And that's how we keep our participation up. We have took a hit with the Smart Snacks guidelines that came in effect last year that also affected our supplemental items that have a big play into what we make in child nutrition. As you said, we do have to fund our program with what we bring in revenue. And we take pride in that. And we also had to look at the whole grains that were mandated that we have. And I was able to apply for the whole grain waiver that you mentioned that I received last year in order to come back, instead of 100% whole grain, do 50% whole grain, which the students were very appreciative of that, because just one of the items we had that was whole grain was our crackers that we served in our salads. I call them communion crackers because that's what they were.
Pretty bland. Yeah.
So with the whole grain waiver, I was able to go back to 50% whole grain rich and with our products. And since we've come back with that, our participation has increased. We've been able to taste test products out in our schools and get the students' input again on our meals. And again, our goal is to bring in good quality items that the students like. And that's what I had to look at in addition to all the regulations.
I know last year I was visiting one of the high schools and ate lunch there, and if I remember correctly, I think they had smoothies served in the lunch. It was an optional item. And was there iced coffee?
We've brought in iced coffee, smoothies. That's been a huge success in our schools. The students love it, and it's healthy. It meets the guidelines, and we've also started implementing parfaits out in our cafeterias also.
Wonderful.
We offer fruits and vegetables every day, salads every day, along with the pizza and the chicken nuggets that the students want. So they have a good variety of what they can choose from.
That's excellent. Yeah.
So, and I have 200 employees out there every day in our schools that take pride in what they do.
Yes. Yeah. I was talking to a student this week from Statesville High School, and she was very complimentary of the lunch ladies. And she talked about how friendly they were and how caring they are. But yes, you do have a wonderful staff, and they are dedicated to children, and it shows. Yeah. We're very proud of them. Well, I wonder if there's anything else that you would like to share about your division, child nutrition, that might be of interest to folks. How about pricing? Of course, the Board of Education controls that, but it's very, very reasonable. What is the price now of a breakfast and lunch?
A breakfast is $1.35.
Wow.
And I do want to make, a lot of people are not aware that we do get a grant every year that if students are on reduced lunch, they do get to eat breakfast free.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know that, and we've been trying to get the word out that if, your students on reduced lunch, they can eat breakfast free.
Right.
And then our prices at elementary are $2.40 for lunch, and $2.55 at the middle and high schools.
Wow. And
that's for a school lunch. You get an entree, you get your milk, juice, you get a fruit and vegetable.
So very, very reasonable.
Very
prices.
reasonable.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think you could find that out in the private sector at all.
And even our supplemental items, you're not going to find better prices out in the restaurants than what we have.
Absolutely. Well, it's a fascinating part of the school system and a very, very important part of the learning process, feeding those children each day, and then supporting us as a school district with that revenue that you generate and whatnot. So again, congratulations on your recent award, and thank you for consistently having one of the best nutrition programs in our community. and now being recognized at the state level too. So we're very, very proud of you and very grateful for what you and your staff do every single day for us.
I appreciate that, Mr. Johnson, and I tell everybody our child nutrition department is the best in the state.
Amen.
And I'm very proud of that, and we enjoy what we do.
Well, it shows. So thank you for being our guest today and watching. And if you want more information about our child nutrition program, you can visit our website, and there is a link there that you can go to the department. And of course, always feel free to contact Tina Wilson, our Director of Child Nutrition, for more information. Thanks again. Have a good day.